Welcome back to Cheche. We're live on Citizen TV. Today's guest is Ababu Namwamba, but before we hear more from him, we'll cross over to Mombasa because it's a big day for us, the country as a whole, but also for the government because they are unveiling their flagship project, the Standard Gauge Railway. So we're crossing over now to Sam Gituku, who's standing by at the Mombasa terminus. Sam, good morning.
Good morning, Uda.
Sam, we see you at the Mombasa terminus. Tell us what's going on where you are.
Right, currently we're still having the passengers who are supposed to be boarding the train, the first train that will be kicking or rather moving to Mombasa for the very first time. They're still coming on board. What we're waiting for is the arrival of President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is supposed to make an address and also inaugurate this particular train so that the passengers can start to board. But essentially what we know is that already there are some two trains, one on the platform that I am at, and on the other side there's another train that will also be heading to Nairobi. But essentially also is that each train has about 16 compartments, which of course will be accommodating several persons. We are told that it's up to between 1,000 1,300 the persons that will be heading to Nairobi. But these people have been selected from different sectors of the country. For instance, several government officials, we have several media personalities. We also have some 47 children who come from a certain program headed by the First Lady by the name Cures. So this will be 47 children who will be also boarding this train, being a commemorative one. They will be the first persons to board it, just to make sure that there is a representation from all the 47 counties. But also something that we have seen, as you said, being a very important flagship project for the government and also for the country. We've seen some excitement coming from the different persons who are here from the different walks of life, young and old, get an opportunity to board. So the expectation is that any minute I can see some movement, but any minute we'll be expecting the arrival of President Uhuru Kenyatta and also to officiate so that people can begin to board and to start off that journey towards Nairobi, Udwa.
Thank you, Sam. We'll be hearing more from you as the day goes on. But just tell us, amongst the people who are gathered there who've been selected for this inaugural train ride, what sort of feelings are they sharing with you, about being the very first people to ride on the SGR?
Well, much of it is excitement because essentially this is the very first time that the country is getting to inaugurate such kind of a project, because if you remember from the current railway system, the meter gauge railway, that is something that was launched between the late years of 1800 and also 1900. So it is the very first time that they are getting an opportunity to be part of this kind of process, essentially also to show that being a train that is expected to ride to travel at a speed of up to 120 kilometers per hour. So the excitement is that they'll be part of that process, taking 4.5 hours or up to 5 hours towards Nairobi, and we'll be expecting to speak to them as soon as they board the train so that we know how they feel in terms of the comfort within the cabin and also how they feel about the entire treatment compared to what they have been used to while traveling either by air or by the road transport, which takes about between 6 and 11 hours depending on which kind of means that you use, whether it's a bus or it's a personal car.
Okay. Sam Gituku, thank you very much for that. We'll be looking forward to more updates from you and to hearing from the passengers on that inaugural train ride. So we'll return now to Cheche and our guest, Ababu Namwamba, the Budalangi MP, the Labour Party of Kenya party leader. To what extent does something like the SGR factor into your decision to support the re-election of President Uhuru Kenyatta?
It's big, it's major. It's very, very major to a very, very large extent. Because when I see the SGR, 609 kilometers of new rail, and look back and remember the last rail laid in this country was by the British colonialists at the birth of the country called Kenya. And then this is what transformation is about, because transformation is about changing the status of your land, the fortunes of your land, the fortunes of your people, and raising hope. And so SGR for me is huge, and especially seen in the context that it's not just stopping in Nairobi. The president is already negotiating. When he was in China, he's already negotiating with rail to be extended to Kisumu. And from there, I hope it can go all the way to the land of my birth, Woodwork. I was born in Uganda, that it can go all the way to Uganda. And so for me, this is transformative. And it's not an isolated agenda. It's not an isolated achievement. It can be seen in the context of many other transformative achievements. I like talking, for instance, about what we call Sigiri Bridge in Budalangi. Today, Woodwork, whether you like it or not, Sigiri Bridge is the most talked about project in Budalangi, and simply because for many years the simple action of crossing River Nzoia has spelled, a death sentence for many of my people. 7th of September 2014, President Uhuru Kenyatta actually came to condole with the 9 families that had lost the last boat tragedy at that point. He made a commitment. The bridge is being concluded. In fact, this bridge is being flagged off. Maybe the next big project the president will be flagging off after the SGR could be Sigiri Bridge in Budalangi. So you can see this transformation across this country. And that's why, in my view, this politics of perpetual fault finding, that you cannot see any good in anybody, opposition for the sake of opposition and merely nitpicking, actually the English call it nitpicking, wanting to find problems. So SGR has been delivered, it has cost too much. You have cheaper unga, why did the unga come too fast? Pan paper is now back producing paper, but you're not seeing smoke, forgetting that technology has changed. So really for me, when I see a project such as this, which is real, and we can see it, we can feel it, we can see the impact, those coaches look beautiful. I have had the privilege, Woodwork, to live in Holland, to live in the US, going to school, and I know the impact of affordable, reliable rail transport. And this is it.
So when you talk about Budalangi, though, and this bridge that you're getting, why, as a 2-time MP, was it impossible for you to sort out that problem for your people?
That is the point.
And 1-time cabinet.
And that is the point.
Why
because let us admit it. Let us admit it, Woodwork, that in this country, political goodwill is essential in pushing some of this agenda. And political goodwill especially at the top. Sigiri Bridge has been on top of my agenda as a representative of the people of Budalangi since 2008. And if you go through the records of the Minister of Roads, you'll find that immediately I became Member of Parliament, I moved a motion in Parliament to have this project prioritized. We got these designs done ages ago, and we pushed and pushed and pushed. I remember, even before I went to Parliament, I remember Kibaki coming to Budalangi in 2007 as he looked for votes and standing on the banks of the Nzoia and promising that bridge. It never happened. So, and even after my own party leader, Raila Odinga, joined Kibaki as a co-principal in government, Raila would admit that I disturbed him about Sigiri Bridge for the entire period we were together in government. We were together in Parliament. And Raila himself has promised this bridge like upteenth time. And nothing has been done. So for me,
what happened? What made it happen? What made it happen is
what made it happen. Number one, the people's desire, and number two, the people's desire through their representative, who is Babu Namwamba, meeting political goodwill expressed by President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And by the way, because of this bridge and because of the impact of this bridge, Uhuru Kenyatta is enjoying a lot of goodwill in that area, and I believe he'll get a lot of kudos in that area.
Is that true?
Because it's performance.
Is that true though? Because there are those who say that switching your support from ODM to Jubilee means that you have committed political suicide, that you will not be re-elected as Budalangi MP.
I'm never in the business of transacting suicides, and so I don't know about suicides. The good thing is that it is only 2 months away. The D-Day is only 2 months away, and I love nothing better in life than busting myths. And so I can't wait for August 8th.
So all these regions that have been promised.
What's the myth that you're bursting?
The myth, and it is a very sad myth. It's a very unfortunate myth. It has several angles. The first angle is that I was made by ODM, or I was made by Raila Odinga, and so without Raila Odinga or without ODM, I am nobody politically speaking. What people forget is that when I first introduced myself to politics, the dominant party in Budalangi, in Western Kenya, was not ODM. It was Ford Kenya. The person I got out of Parliament in 2007 was not an ODM member of Parliament. It was a Ford Kenya Member of Parliament Raphael Wanjala. And when Raila Odinga ran for president in 1997, he got absolutely no kuras in Budalangi. When his own father ran for parliament, for president in 92, he got nothing in Budalangi. And so the first myth we want to bust is that I have been made by somebody, or I'm dependent on somebody, and my politics cannot be without that somebody. The other angle to this myth is that anybody who disagrees with Raila Odinga becomes a devil instantly. And it has happened to everybody. 2002, Musalia Mudavadi supports Uhuru Kenyatta and even runs as running mate to Uhuru Kenyatta. Raila claims he is the architect of Goldenberg. 2007, he is running mate to Raila Odinga. He's an angel. 2013, he's running on his own. He's a devil again. 2017, he comes back to Raila. He's an angel again. And this you can see with the Kalonzo Musyoka. Oh, he's a watermelon. Now he's a good man. You can see it with William Ruto. 2007, William Ruto is a hero because he's supporting Raila Odinga for president. 2013, William Ruto is corrupt because he's supporting Uhuru Kenyatta. We will destroy this myth where a certain person or a certain group of people imagine that they can define and characterize and pigeonhole other leaders based on whether they support them or not.
What about the myth that anybody who disagrees with Raila Odinga sees Raila Odinga as a devil? What would you say?
I have never seen Raila Odinga as a devil.
And devil here to mean...
Yes, understand. It's a term of art.
But the way you have described him here is not very positive.
No. I have absolutely no problem with Raila Odinga as a person. What I believe and what I have confirmed here is that as far as I'm concerned, we do not share the same ideals, the same vision anymore.
Okay, so
devils or angels, that is not my language.
Respond to our viewers then. When Musalia was Uhuru's running mate, Ababu claimed he had been bought. Ask him to tell Kenyans how much he has been paid himself.
That tweet is erroneous in the sense that when Musalia was Uhuru's running mate, I was nowhere on the political scene. I was just leaving law school and starting my legal practice. So that tweet really is misplaced. That is a person who has his history upside down.
Okay. He is lying. He was being sponsored by Jubilee through campaigning with choppers, and that is politics.
Campaigning with choppers is something I started in 2004. I have always ridden choppers on my campaign trail. I do not need anybody to give me a chopper to campaign. That is something I did even before I went to Bunge. Now that I'm in Bunge, I've been a cabinet minister. Come on. Okay. What's a chopper?
Right. Luke, from where ODM lost a very smart leader, he made a brave, important decision to join a different party where he can grow politically.
Honorable, I'm definitely growing woodwork. I agree with that.
He's a principled leader. He has rare leadership qualities that some envy, including ODM leaders who were uncomfortable with that, hence his exit from ODM. Ababu is entitled to make personal decisions. Ababu is genuine. NASA team is very corrupt with no genuine agenda. If Raila is genuine, why is he protecting Kidero and Joho? This question you've already responded to about your blood. But then there's also, Cheche, ask Ababu that about 4 to 5 years he sat back watching things going wrong in Busia, and now there's tribal politics. This is not very, very well composed, but the person seems to be saying there's tribal politics in Busia between the Luyas and Tessos. But as leaders, you abandoned Busia and have not...
I have to say something about that.
Yes.
As a son of Busia and as a leader in Busia. The people of Busia know this, and you can ask even a child, anybody on the streets of Busia will tell you, that the person who has been most consistent, most persistent on the issues of Busia has been Ababu Namwamba. In fact, the one person that Governor Jamong has kept in his sights and he has reserved perhaps some of his hottest salvos has been me. At one time one would have imagined that it was Ababu running for governor in Busia, because I've been very consistent on the incompetence in the management of the affairs of Busia. I've been very persistent on the corruption in the affairs of Busia. In fact, at one time, this is laughable, at one time, my brother Paul Otuoma delivered Ojamong to my house in Budalangi to make peace And he asked my brother, allow governor to do his job, because I was very clear that Busia was headed in the wrong direction. And so the voice of reason in Busia that has been consistent since 2013, in the last election, has been the voice of Babu Namwamba, and it has not changed an inch. It was the same when I was in ODM together with the Jamon and all these other people, and it remains the same today.
So does that mean, therefore, that you have your support for Busia's governor is thrown behind Paul Otuoma?
Our support for governor in Busia is going to be determined by the party. Remember, I would work now, I cannot make personal decisions. My decisions are now defined by the party. Our party, just in a similar way, it has weighed the scenario and made a decision to support Uhuru, is also weighing the situation in various counties, including Busia, and will make a decision on which. As
an individual, though, can you say which your preference would be?
I have a preference that if I were to express my preference on this national platform on Cheche, it will be undue influence on my fellow.
But it is obvious you don't support Ojamo.
I do not support the conduct of the affairs of Busia. And that would be the same whether it was Ojamong or someone else. What I'm saying is that my party will make a decision, and I'll be very, very glad sooner rather than later to pronounce that decision to the people.
You will pronounce the decision?
Yes,
because I thought you were being careful.
No, we'll pronounce
here.
You'll
make
it.
Have either of them actually, Mr. Ojamong or Mr. Otuoma, courted you for your support?
I am in a position where I talk to everybody. And I would confirm here. It was a specific
question.
I would confirm
have
here.
Have they asked you?
Yes, all of them have talked to me. Not just the two of them, because we have 5 persons seeking governorship. Other than Ujamong and Otuoma, we also have my brother Humphrey Nakitari, former DC and county secretary in Kisumu County. We also have a gentleman called Olo running on Fort Kenya, and my brother engineer Dan Baraza, who is the Jubilee candidate.
So Labour Party does not have a candidate?
Not for governor. We have a candidate for all other positions. We have a candidate for senator. We have a candidate for other positions, but not for governor.
Why not? Why don't you feel somebody? Is your party leader? Is your county? Why not?
Mutegi, we have filled candidates strategically. It's not just a question of filling numbers. We have filled candidates strategically for positions which we believe we want to bring home. And so for position of governor in Busia, we do not have a candidate.
No, but what is the strategy there? That you couldn't find someone to go after the independent, or it was already a crowded race, and that your energies would be better spent elsewhere?
The person that sought the party ticket did not, I would say,
was not competitive.
Meet the threshold.
Did not meet the threshold that we had set for ourselves. And that's why we are also being careful in terms of who to support for this sake, because we believe this is not a position you throw your weight behind casually, as it were. Yeah.
So to broaden therefore the question of political suicide, you've addressed it. But is there a sense, though, that within Budalangi politics, that being close to a Babu is toxic?
If we were to talk Budalangi today, first of all, Woodwork, let me say that I'm very confident of retaining my seat in Budalangi.
You're confident about retaining your seat, but I'm talking about others.
What I want you to know.
Does being seen in your company mean that votes are lost?
Actually, today, the most sought after ticket in Budalangi is the Labour ticket. In fact, you may want to know, and you can cross-check this. The most hotly contested primaries in Budalangi constituency were the MCA primaries for the Labour Party. Very, very competitive. And just the other day, I think it was on Monday, when they went to present their papers to the IEBC, it was quite a spectacle. And actually, being associated with the Labour Party in Budalangi today is a winner. Absolute winner. It's a hot cake. Labour Party, Babu Namwamba in Budalangi is hot cake.
What about in Busia?
Even in Busia, we have candidates all over the place. We have candidates. We have a very interesting blend. We have very youthful candidates in some of these positions. Like the lady running for Senator Karen Kassam is a very young, youthful, brilliant lady. We also have experienced heads like Chris Okemo, who is running for Nambale parliamentary seat on Labour Party. So yes, we have a very good team. We have assembled a formidable team for the Labour Party across Busia County.
What's the footprint nationally for Labour Party? Is it a national party or regional?
It is a national party. It's a national party in the sense that we have a presence though not in every county, but we have a presence across the length and breadth of our country. For instance, you'll find our candidates and our officials a presence in places like Garissa, the northeastern part of the country. Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, we are in that belt. You'll find us in Kajiado, Narok. You'll find that at the coast, my deputy party leader, Esther Kondo, who is also running for the Rabai parliamentary seat in Kilifi. We have candidates in Kilifi. We have candidates in Kwale, in Mombasa. So we have a national presence. Yes. So,
you've talked about politics being about shared vision, ideals, goals, but it's also about interest.
Yes.
What do you gain in exchange for your support for Jubilee?
What are we expecting?
Yes, what
in return? And by the way, this is a subject that we stated very, very clearly, because on the 26th of May, we had our National Delegates Convention, where the party announced the decision to support the president, and the president attended the NDC himself to receive our certificate of endorsement, and we made it very clear that from Labour Party he should expect the numbers that we are going to marshal, and we will be going all out, that all the candidates running on the Labour Party and their followers will be marshalling numbers for the president, and we want to bring that energy, we want to bring the pedigree of the party. And by the way, Woodwork, Labour is an international brand. An international brand. This is not
we don't expect you to say anything other than that.
But now from the president, we expect, number one, we want to see him incorporate the Labour agenda in his next government. And if you're a keen observer of any Labour party, whether in the UK or in Australia, and even for us as a party, we are very key on best interest of workers. We believe that workers in this country can be treated better. We believe that the public wage structure can be more equitable, so that the highest earner and the lowest earner can be brought a little closer.
What we're asking, what she is asking,
yes.
What do you expect after, if, or you are saying it's
the most important point, Mutegi, is that we expect the agenda of our Labour Party to be incorporated in the government of Uhuru Kenyatta.
Will that be in the in the form of a cabinet appointment for yourself?
If I wanted a cabinet appointment, I wouldn't be running for parliament.
Okay.
I'm running for parliament because I want to continue representing the people of Budalang in parliament. Should there be an offer, and I deliberately use the phrase "should there" because it is the prerogative of the president in the formation of his government. Should there be an offer of any cabinet position or of any senior position in government, that's an offer that will not be coming to Babu Namwamba. It will be an offer to Labour Party, and Labour Party will determine again procedurally who best within the ranks of Labour would fill what position.
What you are saying is that you haven't made any tangible deal with the Jubilee for anything. These just expectations.
These wouldn't be Mutegi. These wouldn't be the best platform to make public any deal that Labour Party may have with Jubilee or may have with the President Uhuru.
But Labour Party has members.
So therefore,
yes,
what you're saying,
members.
just a minute, let's be clear. This is not the best platform to make that public. But so what you're saying, therefore, is that there is a deal.
We have a platform of engagement.
You have a platform of engagement.
We have a platform of engagement.
It's looking like a true lawyer.
No,
you're not going to divulge what that platform is.
We have a platform of engagement,
which
it will be made public at an appropriate time. But there is a platform of engagement between Labour Party and His Excellency the President and his deputy.
Labour Party, interest of labourers, workers across the country, like you say, UK, Australia, and now Kenya. What's your take on how the Jubilee government has handled labour disagreements in the last few years? The doctors' strike,
teachers
strike, the issue of wage bill increment, and yet the taxes again takes a big chunk of what was.
If you look at the slogan of our party, Haki na Usawa, justice and equity, it is about a more equitable society, a more equitable country, where we treat each other fairly, and where you want to give everybody equal opportunity. Now, when it comes to the scenario or the situation of the Kenyan worker, it is actually precarious. And it is not something you want to blame one regime for. This is a scenario that has built up. It has been incremental over the last 5 or so decades. I mean, it would be difficult to convince me that it is Uhuru Kenyatta's government that made Kenya the most unequal society actually been ranked the third most unequal society in the world.
But that wasn't the question. The question was, how would you rate this government? Yes, so please answer the question.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. And my response, my simple response would be that the way we have dealt with workers, we can do better. We can do better. We can engage workers better in terms of more respectful labor relations. We can listen to each other better. We have not listened to each other well. We have not talked to each other. We have talked at each other rather than talk with each other. And so if you are to ask me an area where definitely one seeks to see improvement is in the manner in which we have engaged with workers and the manner in which we have engaged with the public wage bill. But on the public wage bill, I would actually credit the president for putting his foot down and in several circumstances refusing to go with the public pressure of raising the public wage merely to please certain cadres of workers.
I'm talking about the shared ideology. This shared ideology business. You say one of the things why you're supporting this administration is because you share ideologies. If you stand for sour for the laborer, this is an administration that you have confessed
shared
would have handled it better.
I did not shape the current Jubilee formation. I did not shape it. I was not part of the Jubilee formation in 2013.
I'll give you an opportunity to respond comprehensively to this issue of shared ideology because it does need time. And we've got to take a break now. This is Cheche. We're live on Citizen TV. Send us your opinions on the Labour Party of Kenya leader Babu Namwamba's political fortunes. Our SMS number is 22422, or you can tweet us using the hashtag Cheche.